For a second straight day, we have heat and humidity, and it's not letting up just yet. Welcome everyone to Western Mass News at 6. I'm Pisano.
And I'm Jordyn Jagolinzer. But just how long will this hot August stretch last? Let's get some answers now from meteorologist Janna Brown. Janna?
Well, we do have a heat wave in progress, guys, but some relief is coming for the final weekend of August. But for tomorrow, it gets worse before it gets better, with temperatures approaching lower to middle 90s. And again, a heat advisory is up for pretty much the entire area. Today, so far, we've hit 91 in Springfield and Chicopee, 90 in Westfield, and same for Orange. It's been a hot day this afternoon, that's for sure. Temperatures are still at 91. Oh, there we go. We just dropped to 89, so we're cooling off a little bit. 65-degree dew point. Breezes are light out of the southwest. And we have almost full sunshine, a hazy sky in the background there from our Monarch Skycam. Temperatures now dropping through the 80s for everybody, but dew points are actually climbing. So the temperature comes down, the dew point comes up, and we have another very warm and very muggy night ahead. Breezes stay light and variable this evening, and we have a calm wind expected again for tonight. So areas of fog are looking likely. Looks like skies will stay mostly clear, though, until that fog begins to develop, kind of like last night. Our overnight lows should be a little bit warmer tonight. I would say middle to upper 60s is most likely. And again, some patchy fog through tomorrow morning. You're going to wake up, though, that fog burns off fast. We go back to full sunshine throughout the morning with temperatures climbing quickly. 84 degrees by 11 a.m., but the heat index will already be in the lower 90s. Now, the heat index tomorrow afternoon could approach triple digits for many. We'll take a closer look in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Janna, thanks. Now to breaking news out of West Springfield, where a mask mandate is being considered for this year's Big E.
Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live for us from the fairgrounds with the latest details. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordan, the West Springfield Public Health Director tells Western Mass News they're planning a meeting for about 2 weeks to decide if the Board of Health is going to vote on a mask mandate for the fairgrounds. Now, keep in mind, this meeting has to take place exactly 14 days after the notice is posted, but so far, no notice has been posted. West Springfield Mayor Will Reichelt tells Western Mass News the mask mandate, if in effect, will likely be indoors only. But he says as COVID data keeps changing, it is possible you could have to mask up anywhere on the fairgrounds. Reichelt says the town is in constant communication with the Eastern States Exposition.
They do have a plan. We're going to be going over that again with them. Obviously, what happened in May was a lot different from what's going on now with the Delta variant and the potential increased spread. So we'll be taking that into consideration as we work with them over the next couple of weeks.
He says there will be vaccines readily available at the fairgrounds, and he encourages people to get vaccinated if they haven't already. Also today, the band Modern English announced that they are canceling their upcoming tour, which did include a show at the Big E. Be sure to stick with Western Mass News on air and online for more information on when that public hearing is expected to be. Live in West Springfield, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thank you for that live report. Developing in downtown Springfield, the Roderick Ireland Courthouse forced to close this afternoon due to mold growing in the building. Remediation crews have been called in by the Office of Trial Court. Local employees say they don't know when the building will be safe to enter again.
But as Western Mass News has reported in the past, concerns about environmental safety and ventilation have persisted in this building for years. And tonight we're hearing one worker tell her story about how employees' health has been impacted.
Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us now live with those details. Audrey?
Cheryl Coakley Rivera is the Register of Deeds in Hampden County, and she works in this building. Her concerns with the courthouse are pretty much top down, from the ventilation and the air ducts all the way down to a foundation that she says is deteriorating. Now, she says that there have been studies done in the past, and we at Western Mass News have covered them, but she says she wants more action from Beacon Hill and the governor to finance a new safe place for people to work.
No more meetings, no more environmental meetings. The governor needs to act.
Register of Deeds Cheryl Coakley Rivera was told she needed to leave her office Wednesday, as it, along with the entire Roderick Ireland Courthouse in downtown Springfield, was being shut down. Visible mold growing on different surfaces throughout the building. Underscoring the health issues, Coakley Rivera tells Western Mass News she's been feeling for years.
I have been, since I was 18 years old, on and off working in this building. And we had problems back then. When we came back from COVID, right away, everybody started complaining about shortness of breath, They're coughing, sneezing.
The mass exit from the building beginning Wednesday, with Hampden District Attorney Anthony Gallooni evacuating his staff from their offices in the courthouse. Gallooni claiming the state has ignored the growing ventilation concerns in the building for decades.
We all deserve a safe and healthy environment in which to work and to do our business. And for too long, this courthouse has not been safe.
The Hampden Superior Court clerk, Laura Gentile, echoing her fears for her staff's safety.
We have to try to balance the needs of our staff and the public with keeping, the needs of justice.
The building has been studied several times, especially in light of health conditions contracted by those who worked in the courthouse, including ALS and brain cancer. But no significant changes have come to fruition. Those who work there say the time is now.
The people in this region who need this courthouse deserve better.
It's just been millions of dollars with a Band-Aid approach, and in the last decade, they clearly could have built a new building, rehabbed a much more modern facility.
Now, there's no word if the court will be open tomorrow. As we said earlier, the state has sent a remediation company here. There's no indication that they're here yet, but we have been told they're on their way. Now, the Registry of Deeds, they have a satellite office in Westfield, and Coakley Rivera tells me that they'll be moving their operations to that location. For more on that and their hours of operation in that new satellite office, you can head to our website, westernmassnews.com. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. We're now getting a look inside the makeshift courthouse at the Eastfield Mall, which is also dealing with mold issues. The issues have led to a temporary closing of the location. Mall officials tell Western Mass News that mold was found in 3 of the 16 old theaters. They say the white mold is believed to be harmless. Crews are trying to figure out where it came from. Calls for action in Springfield after 2 city councilors speak out, saying that Eversource owes the city $44 million in personal property taxes and interest.
Western Mass News reporter Leon Purvis joins us live in studio with more on that. Leon.
Yeah, Chris, Jordan, according to those 2 city councilors, this money is owed is from the past 2 years. And the mayor of Springfield is saying tonight they have gone after Eversource in the past.
We hope that now that this has become more clear to the public, that Eversource will pay its debts.
Springfield City Councilor Timothy Allen speaking to Western Mass News about the money he says Eversource owes the city in personal property taxes, plus interest. He says it adds up to $44 million. Western Mass News getting answers for you. We asked Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno about the tax situation. He tells us in a statement in part, "We have done everything on the city side to get Eversource to pay their outstanding taxes through legal action and hiring outside counsel and experts to pursue the valuation that we have used the last decade." 2 city councilors and the mayor are all saying this has been going on for the past 10 years. I asked Councilor Allen how he found out about this.
Every time we get audited, there's a management letter issued. It didn't say much, but it said there were some debts that were owed to the city. Mike and I just started, probing a little bit with the finance team, etc., and we found out what it was all about.
He breaks down his findings between the amount owed each year and the interest occurred daily.
Say it's $3 million a year. 8 or 9 years, you're at 25, 27 million, and then there's interest. Eversource is accruing interest on their unpaid taxes. Something like $9,000 a day.
Eversource tells Western Mass News in a statement in part, "There are different views and approaches communities can consider when estimating a property's assessed value each year, and we regularly work with our municipalities across the Commonwealth to resolve the inevitable discrepancies and inconsistencies that can arise through that process." The statement goes on to say, "We're disappointed that this complex issue has been addressed in this manner, and we will always remain committed to working with the city in good faith towards an equitable result for Springfield and our customers." Now, Allen says he plans to bring this issue to a committee of the whole meeting on Monday, so the Springfield City Council is informed. Live in studio, Leon Purvis, Western Mass News.
And Leon, thank you for that live report. As expected, the statewide mask mandate for Massachusetts public schools officially went into effect this afternoon. Effective immediately, all public school students age 5 and above, staff and visitors are required to wear masks indoors in schools. Masks, though, not required outdoors. The announcement comes a day after the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education held a special meeting and voted to grant State Education Commissioner Jeffrey Riley the authority to put a universal school mask mandate in place. The mandate runs until at least October 1st and has exceptions for certain students.
Western Mass News viewer reached out to us wanting to know if a mask mandate in public schools could be adopted by Catholic schools in our area as well. This comes as the Archdiocese of Boston announced revised plans today to implement a mask requirement in schools until at least October 1st. Western Mass News checked in with the Greater Springfield Catholic schools, and they say their policy remains the same. Masks will be optional when the school year begins.
Westover sending condolences today to the family of Technical Sergeant Joshua Alvarez, who was killed in an off-duty traffic accident back on August 21st. The 31-year-old Security Forces Combat Arms instructor is from Middlefield, Connecticut, and has served at Westover since 2008. The airman will be laid to rest this Saturday in Meriden, Connecticut.